Hello and welcome to the quarterly meeting and to this session on elder abuse. First of all, in this season of Thanksgiving, I would like to thank all of you on the front line for all the wonderful work that you do for our clients. So our hats are off to you and thank you for all the service that you do. So this session is, as I said, on elder abuse and also adult protective services. For adult protective services, in order for them to qualify, they must be 60 years of age or older. They must be residents of Pennsylvania. They must have no reliable caregiver. Now, there are different types of abuse. As we know, there's the physical abuse, which is willfully inflicting pain and injury upon a senior citizen. There is sexual abuse, there's financial abuse, there's emotional abuse, and any of these types of abuse are reportable. You should know that as an employee of Home Instead Senior Care, you are a mandatory reporter. And you are our eyes and ears to be looking at this senior citizen that you're caring for, and also to be, being aware of anything out of the usual. So, for physical abuse, one of the things you're going to be looking for, of course, are any abnormal bruises or cuts, any frequent broken bones or other types of injury, and those are immediately reportable. The other thing I would just like to caution you, because with senior citizens, because they're inherent disease entities, and a lot of times there's medications that they're on that will affect the bruising. If you notice that while you are transferring or moving a client, and as a result of that you may notice a skin tear or maybe a bruise or something like that, you want to report that was accidentally incurred, so that we know, in case there is any question, that it was just simply an accident. So that is a way of protecting yourself with this type of a situation. Another type of abuse is willful deprivation of services or goods to someone, like withholding medications, withholding food and fluid, withholding trips to the doctor's office that might be needed, or trips to the emergency room that might be needed. That can be a type of abuse also. Any type of financial abuse, you want to be keeping your eyes out for. Again, you are the eyes and ears, to help this client. And different types of abuse might be, people coming around asking for money, phone scams. One of the more popular one is called a grandparent scam, where someone would call and say that your grandchild has been arrested and they need bail money, and you need to send this money right away. And of course, grandparents are very concerned about their grandchildren, and so very oftentimes, without question, they will send that money. And it is, very often a scam. Another type of scam might be a sweetheart scam, where they get involved with someone on the internet because, they're lonely and they want to have someone to share their lives with. And they can't even imagine that this person would be bilking them out of their finances. But that does happen too. Also, these lottery scams, where you have to send a certain amount of money and then you get a whole lot and more back. And those are most often are, I shouldn't say most often, but are always scams too. So in addition to reporting those to Adult Protective Services, things like that of a financial nature can also be reported to like the Better Business Bureau or Consumer Protection or the Attorney General's office. So, you were there, to help them recognize that maybe this is a scam. And one of the big red flags for that is if the caller wants them to, maintain secrecy about the whole situation. That's a really big red flag. And maybe at that point you need to involve friends and family to try to assist them to see what is really going on. Again, the red flags of abuse include, bruises, unexplained injuries, changes in behavior, unpaid bills, feeling of isolation and fear, failing to maintain their personal hygiene, weight loss, unexplained wounds, financial changes, like people will talk them into changing their power of attorney. They have new friends hanging around, computer friends, handyman kind of thing. People that they have around the house borrowing money. So, those are all red flags to, really want to bring this to somebody's attention. Now, it is not your responsibility to investigate anything that's going on. And although anybody can report an incident to Adult Protective Services, we do ask that what you do first is to contact Home Instead, our office, and then we will make the appropriate reports. We may call you to ask you for additional information, but we will handle the reporting because whenever there is an incidence of abuse, we are obligated to report it to Adult Protective Services, to the Department of Health, to the Office of Long-Term Living, if it's a waiver case, and so on and so forth. So it is an extensive reporting process. So we do ask that you just, contact us at the office and that we will take it from there. The other thing I like to touch on too is welfare fraud. With the waiver cases, there is, there are different rules about whether, how you conduct yourself at work. And if you do things like, go to your assignment but then leave and then come back and ask your client to sign the activity log even for that period of when you were gone, that is welfare fraud. If you ask them to sign for activities that you're supposed to be doing and you're not, that's welfare fraud. If you're there at the assignment and all you're doing is watching TV or on your phone or gaming or sleeping, that is welfare fraud. And if the client signs on your behalf so you don't get in trouble, both you and they can be prosecuted. So it is never a good idea to do that. As I said, you can be prosecuted and fined, and just a word word of warning, not to be engaging in that. So that's really all I have. So I thank you for your attention and have a good day and have a happy Thanksgiving.